Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about data governance. Have you any strong opinion on that?
Actually, I think data governance is how can you say, for most people, the boring part of analytics. It's basically about data quality. And it's the underlying layer that has to be in place for us to actually do something with the numbers. So it's the foundation of all things analytics. And very often we see very ambitious things when it comes to analytics without the data actually having the same quality. So data governance is about at all time ensuring that your data is in order. Because if it isn't, it's like having a compass that isn't aligned. You might be going in the complete wrong direction.
What do you predict for the next year? Is there anything you are wishing for, or
What
do you see as happening in the industry?
Yeah, what we see increasing management awareness about the data that is in analytics, and a growing interest in the area in total. So the focus and the interest for the organization in general actually goes to show there is, how can you say, a lot of information there that is critical to the business, and the rest of the business is starting to become aware of this. So from our part, the future says analytics will be even more important. Also, on the other hand, because one of the other growing areas we see is marketing automation, where people tie their data into automating the processes, because we get even less time all the time, because more and more tools in our daily work. So this extra focus on automation will actually give more value to the businesses in general.
How would you value last year? What do you think happened in the industry between two?
I would say that what we see is that we see a huge shift in maturity when it comes to the analytics and understanding. So if from my perspective, people are becoming, or organizations in general are becoming, much more aware of this as an area. It's not some subsector within a subsector somewhere below marketing or IT. It's actually an actual area that has awareness. And we can see it as a shift in budgets. We see it as a shift in an understanding that people are actually getting re-evaluated their data quality, so they can go in and start using the data for decisions. So the shift we see in the market right now is that we're going from reporting to business development. So analytics is changing from a reporting function to something that helps the entire business grow.
You see the budgets growing?
Yeah, we do. So we see this interest tying into actual budget increases. So it's not just people want to talk about it. We saw it a couple of years ago. There was a massive interest for A/B testing. Everybody wanted to talk about it. Nobody was buying it. That is better now. A lot of people are doing A/B testing, but it's been the same thing with analytics. A lot of people have been gathering data, but not really in a decent way. So they've been gathering the data, but not using it. So they have a huge stack of data. And I think one of the things that has happened is that all the talk about big data has actually trickled down to web analytics. So businesses have started seeing as a source of data for the organization.
Is there anything else you find important until the next SuperWeek?
Well, it is one of the challenges of analytics, and it's something that we can see is going to change in the coming year. Is we have these fantastic tools that mainly tells us what is happening and not why. So we expect to see a shift towards a stronger tie-in between activity and sentiment. So we will actually get saying, it's been one of the things that we can see a visitor, he came in here and he did this and this and this, and then he left. But when he left, did he have this process because he couldn't find what he was looking for, or was he happy, or was he angry when he left? Where was he in his process? And I see it as the next natural layer to put into analytics, saying we need some feelings, because right now we have just behavior, and behavior without intent and without feeling, well, it doesn't tell us the full picture.
Yeah. I think that you mean full picture.
Yeah. So now the thought is saying that if we're going to optimize, well, are we optimizing for the angry people? Are we actually going in and looking at processes saying we don't know what they're feeling, so we're looking at all the big flows and saying, okay, that's the logical process. So that is one thing. So we need to have the sentiment in there. And due to all these different channels that are now appearing, that people are coming, we have a lot of clients where it's equal sizes of mobile and on tablet and on desktop. And the challenge is, if it's actually the same people and it's the same people in the same process, we need to start tying the devices together to be able to build a customer journey. Because it might be that I have a process that says I'm leaving the website, but I actually go to my tablet to finish the transaction, or vice versa. But if we can't catch it, we might be looking at behavior and start optimizing based on wrong assumptions, because we'll be looking at trying to attribute things that we can't.
Some broken data.
Yeah, on some broken data.
Sessions split into
Yeah.
two or three ways we cannot type.
Yeah, the classic thing is saying that a lot of people research on the mobile, right? So you use your mobile or tablet to research, and then you finish the transaction on the desktop. So if you look this purely from a data perspective, you would be tempted to make the conclusion saying, okay, there are no conversions coming from mobile, I shouldn't invest further in mobile. I need to invest further in desktop because that's where all the conversions are coming. But if it's the same user who has done their research on the mobile, and we start decreasing our attention to mobile, we will actually lose the first touch point we have with them. And then conversions on the desktop will start plummeting. And it's a chain of events that we have to be very aware of, saying that things are no longer separated.
Yeah, see it as a whole.
Yeah,
Can be alive.
yeah,
What we can get out of it.
yeah, exactly.